All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about a massive economic shift that's happening right now, and it explains why, well, everything in your life is suddenly getting more expensive. And no, this isn't just your typical inflation. This is a fundamental crack in the world economy, and it all starts with a simple question. What if I told you that the very iPhone in your pocket, that coffee you're sipping, even the t-shirt you're wearing, what if they're all about to get way, way more expensive? This isn't just some hypothetical. It's really happening, and it points to a huge crack in the very foundation of how our world economy works. So, to really get what's going on, we've got to rewind a bit and look at the world we all basically grew up in. You see, for the last 30 years or so, we've been living in this really incredible period of global cooperation. And a great way to think about it is like a massive, harmonious troop of monkeys, all working together, all getting along for the common good. Now, how did this team work? Well, it was all about two big ideas: free trade and specialization. The thinking was pretty simple. Let every country, every region, do what it does best, and then we all share the results. This hyper-efficiency brought some incredible benefits, but the most important one for us? It meant lower prices for pretty much everything. And this specialization? It created a world of absolute experts. We got amazing, affordable electronics from Asia. We had incredible coffee from South America. And we got all these high-quality luxury goods from Europe. Everyone had their own special job, which made the entire global system run like a well-oiled machine. And what held this whole monkey troop together? It was this powerful, unifying force. Let's call it the silverback gorilla. This gorilla represents that stable, unified global trading system we all took for granted. I mean, this system was so interconnected that a single product, like your smartphone, could have parts and expertise from over 20 different countries. It was a total marvel of coordination. But that harmonious world, it's fracturing. The silverback gorilla's influence is weakening, and our global troop of monkeys is, well, starting to fight. And the reasons why are at the very heart of this entire economic shift. So why the big split? Honestly, it boils down to this. The trust that made all that global cooperation possible just started to wear thin. Countries began to worry more about their own national security than about shared economic benefits. And all those simmering political tensions finally just boiled over. The monkeys started building walls. We are literally moving from a world built on cooperation to one that's all about intense competition. Those long, complicated global supply chains are being swapped out for shorter, regional ones. And those super low tariffs that made trade so easy, they're being replaced by high protective walls. The entire game has changed. So, as the global system splinters apart, we're seeing these new economic tribes pop up. These are the major regional blocks you see right here. Each one is trying to become more self-sufficient. Each one has its own set of rules. And you better believe each one is looking out for number one first. Now, I know this all might sound a little abstract, like some big geopolitical game, but this is where the theory hits reality, and it hits you right in the wallet. This global fracture has a very real, very direct cost that you are probably already starting to pay. Okay, let's just talk about your morning coffee. In the old world, making it was like this beautiful global dance. You had beans from one continent, machinery from another, packaging from a third, all of it working together seamlessly to bring you an affordable, delicious cup. But now every single one of those steps gets a brand new ingredient: a tariff, a tax, a barrier. Suddenly, the cost of that European machine goes up. The price of the Asian packaging increases, and that extra cost gets passed all the way down the line until it lands right on your bill at the coffee shop. And the smartphone in your pocket? Whoa, that's an even crazier example. It's less of a supply chain and more like a global orchestra with all these hyper-specialized players. If you try to pull any one of those players out, the whole performance just falls apart. And that's exactly what these new regional blocks are trying to do. They're trying to recreate that entire orchestra all by themselves, in their own region. But look, you just can't replicate decades of specialized knowledge and infrastructure overnight. It's not possible. The result? It's massively inefficient. And what happens when things get inefficient? Yep, the price tag on that new phone skyrockets. It's the same story with the clothes you're wearing. For decades, fashion companies chase the absolute lowest costs all around the globe for every single step of production. This global choreography is what made fast fashion and affordable clothing possible for millions of us. Now, those same companies face a really tough choice. They can either keep their super complex supply chains and just pay huge new tariffs, or they can move all their production to their home region where, guess what? Costs are way higher. Either way, both paths lead to the exact same destination, higher prices for you. But the impact of this fracture goes way beyond your shopping cart. This is fundamentally reshaping the entire economic landscape in ways that are going to last for decades to come. This is a big one. Just take a look at this. In the past, we had unified tech standards, right? Think one charging cable for all our phones. In the future, we're looking at separate, conflicting systems. In the past, money could flow freely across borders to fund the best ideas anywhere in the world. Now, it's getting restricted by politics. And this could even mean that innovation itself actually slows down, as shared global knowledge gets replaced by siloed regional research. And what about small businesses in all of this? I mean, huge corporations might have the money and lawyers to figure out this new world, but for smaller companies, it's an absolute nightmare. Instead of one set of global rules, they now have to deal with multiple, complex, and expensive regional frameworks. For many of them, the cost is just too high to survive. Okay, but it's not all doom and gloom here. It's really crucial to understand that this great reshuffling is also creating brand new opportunities. For countries that actually invest in their own domestic capabilities, we're talking manufacturing, technology, education, this could spark a whole new wave of job growth and a real revival of local industry. So what we're really looking at is a completely new economic map of the world. The old rules are just gone. The big question for all of us is, how do we navigate this completely new reality? Look, the first and most important step is simply awareness. Your best tool in all of this is just knowing why things are changing. If you understand which products rely on those old global supply chains, you can see price hikes coming. And if you can recognize where new regional opportunities are popping up, you can make way smarter choices about your career and your investments. This one sentence really it sums the whole thing up. The interconnected world that we were born into, the one held together by that powerful silverback of globalization, it's giving way to something entirely new, something more fragmented, and honestly, something a lot more complex. This isn't some future prediction. This is happening right now. The new world of regional blocks, of higher prices, of new opportunities, it's here. And that leaves all of us with the most important question of all. Not if it will affect you, but how you're going to choose to adapt to it.